muscle. She tough and strong like steel. America can climb so high, she never lose her feel. America pull more than her weight, plow through anything, get in the way. America, the workhorse of the world, and the very, very best at play.
Hey, Louis Switcher here. Thank you guys for tuning back into the show. Me and X-Team Featurette are down here in the streets of Detroit, Rock City. We are going to see the Bodines at the Shelter.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to be upstairs at St. Andrews Hall. Those of you know, I love music. Music's a really big part of my life. I was really hoping I'd get a chance to take X-Team Featurette here to St. Andrews Hall. But we're going to have a much more intimate setting in the Shelter, and still great sound. So we're going to show you some clips from the show tonight, and whatever else pops up on the program. You just never know.
I'm looking forward to it.
You just never know.
Tales so sweet. It's 4th of July, there's fire.
I've just crossed the water over there. It's Canada. Pretty crazy, huh? A little body of water can separate a country, but you know, it's got to end somewhere. Third trip to Detroit for X-Team Featurette. So I wanted to show her the riverfront. It's really pretty over here, huh?
It's beautiful.
Jump in. What are you, nuts? What'd you say?
Do you think you could swim across?
Swim across the river?
Freedom.
For Canadian freedom? To socialized medicine, honey?
That's right.
I don't know. I think it'd be a rough one. There's the fuzz out there, honey.
Are you a strong swimmer?
Fuzz is out there keeping us safe, folks. Is that the fuzz? I think that's the fuzz.
They would have to pull me out of the river.
That's Caesars Windsor over there, Windsor, Ontario. Such a lovely Thursday afternoon, huh? I could say actually evening now. No complaints in the world. So they got a cannon pointing at Canada over there?
We're ready to wage war here in Detroit.
Oh my goodness. What a lovely day, huh?
Hardcore.
And there's our biggest building in the city of Detroit. Renaissance Center. Oh, that's pretty big, huh?
Absolutely.
Really cool though. Waiting on that RoboCop statue.
Been playing these songs for some 30 years, so I hope you guys feel like singing along with us tonight.
Oh yeah, baby! Woo!
I guess everybody winds down the lonely road, trying to get someplace who feels like home, trying to find somebody who feels the same way you feel inside.
Bad Movie Bingo, the sequel. Howard the Duck tonight. Shall be fun.
Welcome to Neo Trash Videos Bad Movie Bingo. Hi, my name is Jamie. Behind the boards we got Travis. At the door we have Mike. We are the jerks in charge of this.
Mark off cuteness overload. Cuteness overload.
That movie sucked! John Carpenter's The Fog. The Fog. And now look at it's all clear and shit. What the fuck?
It's a valley.
Kiefer. Keefy. You don't want to look at the camera, girl? No, furry creature. She's purring. Alright, a little bit of cinema talk, of course, always included in the program. Thank you guys so much for actually sticking around and watching some of that silly stuff. Little Detroit trip with X-Teen Featurette. We saw the Bodines. Great show, by the way. If they're in your town, check them out. I've loved those guys since I was a kid. They've been putting out records literally for over 30 years. Anyway, I've been on a little VHS kick lately. I've been watching a lot of tapes. Shout out to my buddy Mark Rattail of the VHS Wildlife Preserve. It's been a while since I've done something about VHS, but I found myself just watching a lot of tapes lately. So let's take a look at what I've been watching, huh? Alright, so one that I haven't watched yet in quite some time, but I've seen several times. Love this flick. James Garner, Jack Lemmon. God, such a great chemistry these two have. Dan Aykroyd's in it, John Hurd. What a great cast. My Fellow Americans, I'm pretty sure it's back in the 90s or, 1996. But like I said, chemistry between Jack Lemmon and James Garner. Just witty, awesome, funny stuff. Great soundtrack. Great American comedy. So I don't know what you guys thought about My Fellow Americans. But I don't know. I always enjoyed this one. So be revisiting this very soon. And then recently watched this with X-Teen Featurette, Camp Nowhere, Christopher Lloyd. Classic stuff, incredible 90s stuff. Just to actually realize that there's a collector's edition from Kino Lorber available on Blu-ray of this. So I think this one is actually well worth an upgrade. Do you guys remember this one? I'm not sure if this was like a theatrical release in the 90s or not. I believe it was, I could be wrong, but I think it was straight to shelf. But such a fun movie. Andrew Keegan, Christopher Lloyd, Joshua Jackson. A lot of those Tiger Beat Bop magazine boys were in this, but great flick. So much fun. Gonna be picking up that Kino release of this. Crazy they had that. And then I watched this one recently for the first time, maybe the second time. I don't recall watching it. I got this a very long time ago. Scott Glenn, Andrew McCarthy. Night of the Running Man, put out here by Vidmark. But this was fun. It took place in Las Vegas, then went to Los Angeles and stuff like that. But really simple story about this cab driver Andrew McCarthy plays. He finds a bag of cash, and Scott Glenn is the guy that's trying to recruit that cash back. And just a fun cat and mouse movie. Very, very low budget, but thought it was great. Scott Glenn was an awesome bad guy, little knife-wielding villain, and just a lot of fun with this one. Okay, so next up, we watched this with the lady, Born Bad, Mr. Feldman. Up there in the corner, love that guy. I always pick up anything he did. My mom actually got me this for Christmas so long ago. Bank robber film, really fun. James Remar plays the sheriff in this film. Another great cast. Low budget, straight to video stuff. Put out by, let's see, New Horizons home video. But really enjoyed this one. Really enjoyed this. So if you guys see this out in the wild or something, pick it up for sure. Just watched this one last night with the lady, Blue City, Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy. Gosh, this one is 1986. The one thing I took away from this is the soundtrack is epic. Good story. This guy, Judd Nelson, his character in the film is awesome. He's pretty brazen. He's pretty ballsy. Ali Sheedy, always been a fan of hers. They got some great chemistry together, but don't want to spoil too much about the flick except for very enjoyable. All shot down in Florida. You can easily tell it's shot in Florida. Just so much fun. Blue City was surprisingly I feel like it's a hidden gem. Paramount put it out, I believe. And gosh, I'd never heard of it. But the lady had it sitting up here in the cabinet, some of the tapes, and gave it a watch last night with the lady. Great stuff, a lot of fun. Okay, and last but not least, watched this the other day. Always have to revisit Bushwhacked. Daniel Stern's always going to be one of my favorite guys because he plays pretty much the lead character in my favorite film of all time. But Bushwhacked, so much fun. As I've said previously, I'm a fan of schlocky, silly stuff, and without question, this is a lot of silly fun. It's definitely kid-friendly, but Daniel Stern, some of the noises he makes throughout this film and some of the facial expressions, and he's a talented actor. I mean, he's a very funny guy. Always loved Bushwhacked. Thoughts on any of these VHS tapes, guys? Have you seen any of those? And always loved putting in a tape on the old tube TV here. But yeah, moving on. So if you guys have been watching the show recently, a lot of the titles that I've been picking up have been, pretty silly stuff, and a lot of those Walmart small market titles this past month have been really awesome. Haven't seen what's come out this month yet, but this one I saw, Once Upon a Time in Detroit, starring Joe Blunt and Rodney Perry. Don't really know these guys, but looks like a local Michigan production. Looks fun. Looks a lot of fun. Filmed in my hometown, Once Upon a Time in Detroit. Why not check it out? Looks pretty silly, huh? What do you say? All right, another little silly flick I found at a family video in the Detroit suburbs. Lloyd, Todd Bosley, Tom Arnold. 70-minute film, very short, brief, and sweet, but awesome, funny stuff. Really like this one. I remember renting this. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe this is early 2000s or something, I want to say. The year 2000 exactly. Lloyd, Todd Bosley, really funny, weird-looking kid. I remember his performance in Little Giants, was always a lot of fun. And anybody remember seeing Lloyd? I think there's a sequel out there, actually, to Lloyd. But, oh yeah. All right, last title I picked up recently, another Walmart, low-budget, little silly find. Let's see, Thomas Ian Nichols, Tara Reid, Dennis Haskins, a.k.a. Mr. Belding, Trailer Park Shark. And look at that cool little slipcover. It's got a little embossed little thing over here by the water. It's pretty cool. Heard some really good things about this. I'm not terribly a big fan of like Sharknado stuff, and but the cast sold me on this one. I think the slipcover did itself too. But this one looks like so much fun. I'm definitely gonna get on this soon. Anybody pick up any of those low-budget Walmart titles over the past month? If so, let me know what you guys have been watching. It's been great hanging out with you guys on the show. We'll definitely be bringing you another episode very soon. But thank you guys so much for subscribing, commenting. I'd love to get some discussion going down in the comments. So absolutely, thank you guys so much. Much appreciated to everybody taking the time to watch. We'll see you next time.
What are you doing?
Bring out some bread.
For the birds?
It's for the birds. Whole slice. Like a frisbee. Ready?
Oh, Jesus.
It's a trick.
What's wrong?
That one was a sinker.
Hold on, wait, let me get a different view here.
You ready?
Go ahead. Right into the fucking tree.
That's what I wanted. Nice. Consistency.
Throw it in the creek. Throw it in the creek.
I want to hit that bird with it.
I know, throw it at the damn bird.
I can't find
Where
it.
is he? Hold on, let me find him. Hold on. He's up in these fucking trees somewhere.
I'm gonna throw it in the creek, okay?
Alright. Think you can make it?
Nope. Not
Yeah,
that way. It
alright.
almost got stuck in the tree.
Alright, let me do one. I'm gonna ball it up.
Oh man.
I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna ball this fucker up.
I'm gonna
Here we
do
go.
that.
Ready to do it together?
What is wrong with us?
Alright, here we go. Right in the creek. Go.
Oh, they
you-
both went.
Did they both go?
Yeah.
That was still a little weak. How many we got left? We got 2
We got
left.
2 left. One more try for each of
Alright,
us.
here we go. I'm balling it up. Bread ball part 2. Bread ball launch.
Bread ball in the
It's
creek.
like what is it? It's like first person shooter.
I don't know what it's like.
mode right now.
I guess.
Ready? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Where's your hand? Ready? Go. Oh, who bricked? I don't know who bricked, but at least we got it. There we go. Thanks for watching, folks.
What is wrong with